have a question for Shannon Sneed. I was moved by your speech about violence and how it affects us all, but you didn't talk really about how the city council president can affect that, and I'd like you to address that.
It's really through our policies is how we address it. And so I voted against mandatory minimums because what happens is, to me, it's when you actually send someone to prison and then when they get out, it's the same cycle. They have to find a job again. When I voted for making sure that folks have jobs in the community, because that's what makes a difference. Making sure that we have opportunities. There should be a pipeline already. When a person graduates from high school, there should be a job already connected them to where they're supposed to go. And it's through education. The 21st century, our Kerwin Commission talks about that. If a child is not going to college, let's prepare them for the 21st century job. And I feel like that's how you get there. That's what we can make a difference on. Again, it's education. It's putting our money where we keep saying is the most important priority is our children, but we don't do it.
My question is,
Yes, sir.
go to anyone. My name's Rahul. I live in Waverly in the 14th. Mr. Sparacco, mentioned abolishing the Board of Estimates, and all of our policies don't mean anything if we can't fund those policies, and the Board of Estimates sees all of the funding. Right now, the City Council can only cut out of the budget. It cannot move or add money to the budget. So to any of the other City Council president candidates, will you commit to either abolishing the Board of Estimates or at least reforming it to a point where people have more of an input into what happens to the money that we are paying into our city coffers?
So we're actually working on that. That's a charter amendment that you'll be able to actually vote on, because that's what we are saying to redo the Board of Estimates. So we do have the power. Actually, that should have been. You can't enter, but that's what that's actually what we're working on. And you can vote for that. We'll be able to not only take money away from one line item, but we'll be able to direct it to where it should go.
Go.
Next speaker. Next question. John Barber. Just like to thank Councilwoman Snead for her hard work on the Labor Committee and introducing the new legislation that she just introduced to help promote jobs for local people. Question for Mr. Dan. What would you do as City Council President to help promote job growth and opportunities for people in the city? Good paying jobs.
Yes, sir. Good paying jobs. That's what we like. The number one thing, you gotta understand, we're running for a specific job. Okay? I'm not running a shadow campaign for mayor or anything else. So the council president is a legislative job. We gotta focus on what we control. The number one thing city government does, and I oversaw $550 million in budget when I was an assistant deputy mayor for operations. It was the meat and potatoes of government: transportation, water, trash. Okay? The number one thing Baltimore City can do to create jobs is reform its contracting system, as I'm talking about by getting rid of Board of Estimates. If we have, number one, efficient contracting that puts contracts and money on the ground fast, we give back money. The state gives us money for transportation. We give it back because we don't spend it in time, because things get held up. The more money you put on the ground through contracting, the more money that goes into people's pockets. You also can build out much better minority contracting control. Right now, that's a big thing. We should focus where we need to. That means not changing around who sits on the Board of Estimates. It means getting rid of it and professionalizing the system. Thank you. I didn't mean to point at you, sir.
Next question, please.
I'd like to direct this question to Shannon Snead. So you are very concerned about crime, but what I don't hear from any candidate is an action plan to fix an extremely flawed criminal justice system and juvenile justice system, which just recycles people from the prison complex, where people make money from the number of heads that are put into prison when they put people in cages, and then they come out and they're worse than they were when they went in.
I agree with you. And that's why as the next city council president, that's why I'm committed to making sure that we work with our state officials, that we work with our experts in the field on this as well, because you're right, nothing changes, but again, it's what our policies that we put in place that will have a difference. Coming up, I'll be rolling out my plan, actually for public safety, and that's going to be a part of the plan, and I'll be happy to share that with you in the future.